going to make it fierce. Each of us, we have the artful dodger. That archetype is inside, dodging continually. And this one comes out all over the place. The dodge of finding the earth and finding that reach. Okay, so Utkatasana is like a back bend. So you won't go into it tucking. We'll do that. The pelvis tips forward slightly, but it's offset. That forward tilt is offset with back-bending principles, which is releasing of the inner thighs downwards, lengthening of the coccyx, and a strong lift of Uddiyana Bandha. Okay, but don't mistake those actions, the Uddiyana Bandha, the coccyx, for the action of tipping the pelvis forward, because you're actually creating a small arch in your back, like a back bend, and you still maintain this connection in the front, but you really open the chest. I want her to sit down more. So there's a feeling of sitting down and back, and the pelvis will tip slightly forward in that. So meaning that the sitting bones, the buttocks are going free, the sitting bones going apart, almost like with a forward tilt type of feeling as you sit back. Then the thighs, they go this way, and the shins as well. So you ride them forward and plant the feet. And so you get that beautiful diagonal zigzag there. Knees lightly touch together. They don't press together and they're not apart.
And are they past your toes? Or
They are passed well beyond the toes. And so a little bit, it's a downhill skier's stance. That powerful. So that if you really were going down the slope, you would, right? You wouldn't be something like this, right? All right, here I go. And you see people doing the Utkatasana like this all the time. So, wow, powerful thighs. And there's a forwardness to it. Portland, we went to the museum where they had those exercise stations. I don't know how we ended up there. But they had the one where you sit against the wall all the way, and it's like you have to stay there for, I don't know, a long time.
It was 60 seconds
To be average. And here we are with our 5 breaths going like, you really have to sink and settle back. Come down. So you want to create a back-bending feeling in the upper spine.
And is the scapula coming in?
The scapula is different than Samastitihi. So it's not that one. That action. It's more coming, the scapula comes more that way. Away from the midline and around to some degree. But it still goes into your body. This is another position where you can bypass the work in the shoulders by lifting out the ribs and taking the head back, rather than keeping this connection between the 2 frontal hip bones and the floating ribs, and keeping that magnetic feeling in the front, even in the position here. So as you go squat down and reach up, you're still aware of that place. You're not just arching. Right? This is still, it's the same, almost like a Samastitihi type on a diagonal. Exactly. So that you won't want to do. You'll have to correct it down, and you can do it by lowering the chin, really lower. There you go, and survey, and consciously suck these in and this up, and then down and this forward. Right. And then take the arms up. See that difference? Go back to the other. Yeah. So not that. You see how different, it's a subtle difference, but it's a major difference. And if you're only passing by there in Surya Namaskara, then you want to establish that position very cleanly and truly for that one inhalation. And then the same, you're only there 5 to 8 breaths when you actually do that posture. So to make it very nice, to maximize what you can extract from it. We come to the modifications section, which is that, so a lot of people that this is a limiting factor in it. And so they can't bend. This is as far as you can go. So in that case, then you can actually rock forward and lift up the heels to be able to get the positioning, to get the legs forward and the hips down. Or you could sneak and take some small, unobtrusive thingamajigger. Take that little, this little thingamajigger, and put that under.
For both of them.
For both. Okay, now you take it.
Ooh, it feels
See, it's a whole different world there. And then this from here through the fingers has to really extend.
Do you stick your butt out?
You, as an initial thing, you stick your butt out, but the whole thing shifts forward. Okay, so you don't stick your butt out and leave it out there. You come down and this goes forward. I mean, it's hard because look at that. A simple little prop like changes the whole thing. But I mean, the chances of using that prop, or you know, the cumbersomeness and the logistics, it's questionable. But he should do it some, because you can really feel the position different. If the shoulders are tight, then freeing the arms by not bringing the palms together can help. And then the same here, you can free the legs too. If you're stiffer, you can do it with the legs apart and the arms apart, and it's the whole posture just gets more doable, and you can get that fierceness to it, the lightning strike diagonal lines. The profile is that these crossing lines, there's a kind of center through line to them all, and that no part is deviated too far off of that. There you go. That's the stylish way.
Pretty obvious.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, this is beautiful. And then also look at, come down. So this is also an indicator of Pashasana. Keep all the way, so that your ability to do Utkatasana is exactly related to your ability to squat in Pashasana. And so if you're going to need that height under your heels to do Utkatasana, you're going to need it for Pashasana.
1, 2, 3, 4.